All right, and we're live. This is Startup TNT Week 104 Pitch Night Extravaganza. This is a really exciting day for all of us. Our philosophy at Startup TNT is have fun, make friends, build companies. We do it every single Thursday, and we've been doing it for 2 years now. So tonight's a special night where we get to celebrate 2 years of Startup TNT and the kickoff to our big Startup TNT Investment Summit happening this spring. We've got 40 companies pitching tonight, happening simultaneously in Edmonton and Calgary. Just a really exciting day for us here at Startup TNT. And you know what I'm most excited about? I'm not even hosting this event. I'm just here to say hello at the beginning. We've got members of our community stepping up to host the event for us. So before I hand it off to them, though, I just want to give people a little bit of background. So we started off as a happy hour. TNT stands for Thursday Night Tradition. Our simple philosophy is have fun, make friends, build companies. That's what we think life should be like as an entrepreneur. That's what we think life should be like as an investor. And so that's the philosophy that we bring. And the way these investment summits work, this is where the real magic happens. Instead of just having fun together, we actually put our money where our mouth is. We bring investors together. They each put in $5,000 into the proverbial hat. They work together as a team, and they select at least one company for investment out of the group live at our investment summit, which will be happening June 17th. Now, it's a lot more than a pitch competition. There's 6 weeks of due diligence, deal screening, and getting to know each other. Investors are sharing best practices. They're learning about the entrepreneurs. They're working together as a team. They're selecting democratically the company that they want to invest in. And every time we've done this, more than one company has raised money from the investor syndicate. In fact, we've done it a few times now, and we've raised $2 million for 11 companies, which is a really awesome accomplishment. I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces here again. And don't forget that our job here at these community pitch nights is to make these entrepreneurs feel welcome. So right now, I don't see anything happening in that chat. I want everyone to just take a quick second and say hello in the chat. Maybe say hello to a stranger. Let's make sure the chat's working. We've had that problem before where the chat wasn't turned on. Yeah, maybe just find a stranger and say hello, introduce yourself. Hey, yeah, now this thing's blowing up. Now we're getting these guys on point. Now we're talking. Okay, before I hand it off, I got a couple of quick stats. There is going to be a quiz later and a t-shirt giveaway for those that get it right. So listen, remember these 4 really quick stats about our summit. 65 companies have applied. 58 investors are confirmed to participate. 96 beer deliveries went out this week. $325 was donated to the beer fund, which is honestly all the stats that we have. This is my favorite part, where friends are buying friends beer. They're still doing it. We're delivering beers to entrepreneurs. The community's chipping in. This is what I really love. Okay, I'm going to get us behind schedule if we don't move on here. So I just also want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. You know, it's a lot of work to put this great event on. We've got 2 new interns helping us, Galia and Chanchan. We've got Brandon, who's joined the team in January, been quarterbacking this whole thing. And we've got this whole team of sponsors. And, you know, really interesting trend happening with these sponsors. We got CBRE, Mark Anderson, going to take over in just a second. He's also joining us as an investor. That's amazing, Mark. We got KRP, Justin Russo. He'll be hosting the second half of the event. And look at all the other sponsors. We got Allo Financial, sponsor and an investor. Fort Street Capital, sponsor and an investor. Accelerate Fund, sponsor and a co-investor in some of our alumni. Red Thread Ventures, sponsor and an investor. Valhalla Angels, sponsor and an investor. You see the trend. It's freaking amazing. Okay, as you can see, this is why I only get to do the opening. I'm going to wear myself out here. So Deal Closer, just want to give a shout out to Amir Rashif, the team at Deal Closer, great Edmonton company helping us close our deals. And Devin Pope from the Gather Co., who runs Mercer Tavern, just bought us a massive boatload of Polar Park beers, our absolute favorite beer that we were out delivering. So thanks so much to the Gather Co. Our friends down in Calgary are getting outcast. So that's it for me, guys. This is it. I want to hand it over to Mark Anderson of CBRE, who's sponsored us in the past, sponsored us again, probably the startup's closest friend in the real estate world, and he's here as an investor as well. We also have Joe Snape from the investment team stepping up to the plate, 3rd investment summit in like 6 months. Guy's an animal, helping us facilitate questions. So over to you guys, Mark and Joe, take it away.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, Zach. And we're really, really excited to be co-hosting this event. You know, I love the energy. It's always tough. It's just like, okay, I gotta like hype myself up to try to match Zach a little bit here. But we're really, really excited. Yeah, this is, we did host this last year. And, for those that don't know who CBRE is, we're a commercial real estate brokerage, which means that we really just work with companies to make sense of the real estate market, determine how their unique requirements really manifest themselves in a physical environment. And really the biggest question these days is if it has to be a physical environment. But that's enough on us. It's really all about you wonderful tech entrepreneurs. So let's maybe start digging into that. And first up on deck is Cressida with Birdie Break. And I'm really excited to hear about this one. My wife just took our kids away because I didn't want to have too many distractions and too much noise. So please, Cressida, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Everybody can hear me okay? Right. Well, my name is Cressida Raffin, and I'm the co-founder of Birdie Break, where we are modernizing the search for childcare. So unless you're lucky enough to have the quintessential babysitter down the street or a very helpful group of friends and family, there are many challenges that comes to finding high quality childcare. Current options are time consuming, expensive, they can be risky, or they can lead you to find uninspired care for your kiddos. Birdie Break is on a mission to solve this problem with a combination of technology and due diligence. We're democratizing agency quality childcare by making it easier to access and more cost effective. Parents get peace of mind knowing that all of our Birdie sitters are 5-star professionals. They are all interviewed, reference checked, have their CPR training, a clean criminal background check, and as well as at least 1 year childcare experience. Birdie's been operational since July of 2017, and we have seen firsthand the power that word of mouth has in the parenting community. We spent basically zero on marketing and grew to an average monthly revenue of $14,000 with over 2,000 parents signed up on the platform across Calgary and Edmonton. This, of course, is just a tiny fraction of the potential that there is in the childcare and parenting industry. The global market for childcare is growing to $520 billion by 2022, and data shows that over $300 million in funding is flowing to startups focusing on parents with young children just in the past few years. In 2020, we launched our incredible, simple-to-use Birdie app. With a 5-minute sign-up and a few clicks, our parents are on their way to finding a Birdie Break. Although we're not the first to see the potential here, it is still a relatively open swim lane, and there is huge opportunity to establish Birdie as the household name for quality, accessible childcare in North America and eventually globally. We are doing it different. With our unique offerings such as the best sitters, great customer service, viral marketing, and celebrity connections, we are building a lifestyle brand. My co-founder and I represent both sides of the marketplace that we serve. I am a mom to 2 insane boys under 5, and my partner Mel is a former nanny. We also have an insane amount of grit. We have essentially bootstrapped Birdie to this point and have never wavered in our commitment to make Birdie succeed, even through babies and now a pandemic. This past year, we've been fortunate enough to partner with the incredible Punch Card system based here in Edmonton. And over the past few years, we have put together an incredible advisory team that has been here to guide us on this path. We have an aggressive growth strategy developed in collaboration with Harvest Builders that we are chomping at the bit to launch. By month 18, we'll have a staff of 17, be prepping for a US launch, and we'll have traction in 11 cities in Canada. Ultimately, we are ready. We are perfectly positioned and prepared to scale quickly across North America at this point, but we require investment to accelerate our growth. For our seed round, we're looking for $800,000, and which will give us an 18-month runway and allow us to launch in the 11 cities in Canada for a target gross monthly revenue of about $500K. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and I look forward to all the questions that you guys may have.
Cressida, you nailed it right on time. That was perfect. Just so you guys know, she did it perfectly because we're looking for about a 3-minute pitch and then 2 minutes of questions. So if you're okay with it, going to hit you with a couple if that works. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you vet the babysitters? What's the process there?
Yeah, definitely. So we've actually been able to, when we first started, Currently, we do it all virtually, which is incredible. That allows us to scale out. We really took that into account because instead of having to have people in every city that we want to launch in, so we do video calls with them. They have to supply their CPR and their criminal background check, reference check, and all that. So it's all done virtually, which really will allow us to scale out easily.
Okay, awesome. And you mentioned competition a little bit on your slides. Can you tell us a little bit more about who you're out there fighting against for these babysitters and for clients?
Yeah, for sure. So mainly in Canada, there seems to be a little bit of a lag. I mean, as per usual, as compared to the US. Care.com is something that a lot of people probably have heard about. They actually don't screen their sitters at all. And they were purchased by IAC for $500 million in 2019. So that's great. But in Canada, we've got... there's one called Date Night that's based in Toronto. There's really nothing that's gaining traction in like Western Canada or Alberta right now. So
awesome. Perfect. Really appreciate that, Cressida. We're excited that you're part of the forum or the summit, I should say. And yeah, looking forward to hearing more about the company. I'm going to throw it back to you, Mark. Who's next on the docket? Who's going to show us what they're building next?
Yeah, so we've got Hermod, if they are on the call. I didn't notice them in the room, so I just want to call for it once. We can come back to them if they are here. It doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll come back. So we're gonna jump up now to goal 0. We've got Jackson to lead us through that. Jackson, if you're on the call.
I am.
Excellent. Take it away.
Can everyone see my screen? Are we good
Yes.
that way? Perfect.
Looks good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackson Fisk, founder of Goal 0, the simple way to manage safety. We're a turnkey compliance safety and HR system software with outsourced management and a vetted professional marketplace. So, fun facts to start it off. Did you know that in North America, workers injured every 7 seconds on the job, which costs $1 billion per week in compensation costs? Did you know here locally in Alberta, if you have 5 to 19 employees, you need a health and safety rep? 20 plus, you need a fully functioning health and safety management system and a joint health and safety committee. Did you also know that you're criminally responsible and can be held liable for the safety of your workers? If that's not enough, implementing a safety and HR program can be difficult. It's time and expertise. In-house management can range anywhere from $50,000 to $150,000 a year, depending on the expertise and the letters behind that individual's name. So we fix that. We'll give you a turnkey solution and compliance software with access to 24-hour vetted subject matter experts for when you need them. Our solution gives you instant access to policies and procedures based on your industry and your company operations. Online training where you can customize online training, but we'll also give you a database of training with that. Custom forms, employee tracking, and everything else that goes into the safety and HR management. And once you're in your system, you have our vetted professionals to guide you remotely, and you have access to excess service for professionals as you need them. So think of Fiverr and Upwork, but for professional services. Timing, well, legislation is always changing, never stops, it's never going to. So let us streamline that process. During the pandemic, people are looking for costs or ways to contain costs and streamline this even more. A little bit about us, we did proof of concept in 2016. We started developing our own software solution. We had some bumps along the way, but then our first quarter of this year, we already surpassed last year's revenues. Our ask is for $500,000 to help build a dedicated sales and marketing team and then support our operations to grow. Our target market is small to medium-sized businesses. We do target high-risk industries like construction, manufacturing, stuff like that. However, if you have employees or contractors, you need safety and HR. We have companies in our portfolio right now of all types. Our competition, external consultants, in-house management, and just other compliance softwares. However, we package everything up into a turnkey solution and one-stop shop. We'll give you access to marketplace professionals without the overhead associated with them. And our cost of implementation has saved companies over 95% of their in-house overhead expenses. Our revenue model is a landed expanded subscription base that grows with the company, and we take percentage of the consulting transactions facilitated through our software. Our average MMR per client is $750 a month. Our roadmap is simple: 100 clients per province, state, and jurisdiction. Wherever there's regulation, we are going to be there. We have a great team. We're looking to expand it more into the sales and BD aspect. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. My name is Jackson Fisk from Goal Zero, the simple way to manage safety.
Jackson, we're 2 for 2, right on time. Love it. Very cool. Can you tell us a little bit about your customer acquisition costs? Do you have a sense of what that looks like for the company?
Everything I've done has been organic as we've, oh, sorry, I didn't know if I should stop sharing right there. So we've had no dev, everything's been organic and just me. So as we focused on everything else.
Nice. I like it. Awesome. Going back to the beginning of the business, what spawned this idea? Where'd you come up with it, or maybe why?
Sure. Yeah, I used to do construction coordination for companies like Suncor, CNRL, stuff like that. And then I switched over to health and safety and cost effectiveness. So there's a lot of people within an industry that want to charge a lot of money for not a lot of work. And we can really, we can cut that down for companies. We can make it efficient. We can give them all the tools that they need and then guide them and be a resource for them.
I like it. I like it. It looks like you do have a lot of tools in the toolbox for people. So you had a slide on it, but can you tell us a little bit more about the use of proceeds going forward and what that looks like? What kind of runway does that give you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking to really build out the sales and development aspect of it. So it's not just me and have a dedicated team. That'll give us a 12-month runway. We're looking for 100 clients by the end of this year, and then 400 clients up for the next 12 months. With that, though, each 100 clients brings in about $1 million worth of revenue.
Nice. Very exciting. I appreciate it. Jackson, there's some other questions in the chat too, and this goes for everybody else. If you want to take a peek in the chat and answer any other questions there, that'd be great. Mark, to kind of keep things moving along, who do we have next?
Yeah, absolutely. So is Raymond in the call for Heritage Mercantile Corp? I just thought I didn't see him necessarily right away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight to Demir, and Demir's going to tell us all about Dro, and we'll go from there. So Demir, take it away.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. If that's coming in clear here, I guess we'll get started.
You bet. It's crystal clear here.
Excellent. So hello, everyone. I hope you're all staying safe and sanitized. My name is Demir Knezvik. I'm the CEO of Dro, and personally, I like cannabis. And according to Stats Canada, 23% of you on this call do too. What I don't like about it is buying it. Today, you walk into a store, everything's under lock and key, and you have to tell the employee what you want based off of a printed out spreadsheet menu with next to no information on it. Are you kidding me? In 2021? So I set out to create an e-marketplace that hosts licensed producers, retailers, and customers all in one platform and caters to their each individual wants and needs. Licensed producers are looking for metrics on their SKUs, retailers are looking for a platform they can market themselves on, and customers want a more seamless purchase experience. Let me break it down for you. We partner with retailers, synchronize with their point of sale system, and pull all of their inventory information to create a live menu that's updated in real time, regardless if the items are sold offline or online. And with this live menu, customers can browse and choose what they're looking for. And once they find what they like, they can place an order for pickup and have everything ready and waiting for them before they even set foot in the store. And because of this process, we can tap into over 1 million points of data and understand the industry with a microscope. Now, there's some competition in the space, and with all due respect, they're cookie cutter companies. They're all doing the same thing, operating on the Web 2.0 platform, when Dro has its sights set on the 3.0 platform. What's the difference? 3.0 calls for having AI and machine learning integrated into your website to understand what the users are looking for and catering specifically for that user. So what I mean is you understand what they're looking for in terms of products and experience, and you recommend those products to them and disregard the ones that they're not looking for. Now, compliance is top of mind for Dro, and the beauty of our model is we don't actually need any licensing and we hold no inventory. And I don't need to tell you that cannabis is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and the Imperial Bank of Canada is projecting that cannabis is going to be worth $4.1 billion this year. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Over 40% of all licensed dispensaries in the country are in Alberta. Now, our revenue model is broken up into 3 streams: data, commissions, and ads. And we measure success through the amount of users we have and the number of retailers that we host. We're forecasting to generate $224,000 this year by partnering with 150 retailers and hosting 19,000 users. We'll be 100xing that revenue in 5 years as more international markets start to open up, such as Mexico and the US. We've come a long way, and I'm excited for what the future holds. We have launched our MVP, and we currently host 8 retail partners And I'm excited to announce that Dro 2.0 will be launching next week, so check it out. The team behind Dro is comprised of young and capable gentlemen, and we're always on the hunt for more young and hungry, intelligent minds to join the team. The ask is we're currently raising a $400,000 seed round in exchange for 16% equity, and the majority of the funds will be going towards increasing Dro's market presence and profitability. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. I'd love to answer any questions.
Demir, well done, sir. Great presentation. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Can you tell us how quickly do you see yourself going from 8 to 150 retail partners? What's that timeline look like?
It'll be exponential in less than 6 months, especially if we can secure this investment, simply because there's over 5,000 retailers in the country, and our software is highly scalable.
Do you have quite a few conversations on the go then right now with, I'll say, companies in the pipeline?
Yeah, so we're speaking to about 60 different locations and chains right now.
Good for you guys. Can you tell me a little bit more about the AI and the machine learning? What exactly does that look like from your guys' platform?
Yeah, so we're actually using a bit of Amazon's own proprietary artificial intelligence algorithm, and we're actually customizing it to suit our needs. So we're definitely replicating Amazon's model and custom tailoring it to ours. Okay,
great. And Fire and Flower, I believe, has something similar to this. How does your product or your software compete or compare to theirs?
Yeah, so we understand our users better than they understand themselves in some sense. So once they log onto the platform, they'll be able to answer a quick survey. And from that survey, we'll be able to understand what products and experience they're looking for. And Fire and Flower, Buddy, Leafly, Dutchy, they're all using that Web 2.0 platform that's very static. There's no custom tailored experience.
I like it. Good answers all around, Demir. You were well prepped for this. Appreciate it. Mark, how are we doing, man? Are we keeping things on track here?
Yeah, we're very much on track. Yeah, so things are going well, guys. I gotta say, we've got 83 participants on the line right now, so this is really, really great, guys. Exciting to see all the support for all these fantastic entrepreneurs, and this is such a great thing, and so happy to be a part of it. I guess going on to the next one here, we've got Jane that's going to be joining us. A lot of us, for a lot of these calls, we put on all the filters and stuff like that. Jane, I'm going to guess that you don't put a filter on based on your company. So feel free to take this away.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that slide as well. Thanks for having me tonight. My name is Jane, and I'm the founder of Purana Skin Care. We are revolutionizing the way people nurture their skin to age gracefully by formulating naturally derived, multifunctional, and multi-correctional skincare products. Next slide. Thank you. The problem with the current skincare industry is that consumers are presented with too many options, and it can get so overwhelming. And when we're trying to find skincare products, we find that every brand offers the same thing: too many products just for one targeted concerns. And most of us, we want to address more than one skin concern. So we have to buy more than one or even several products just to hope that we get the result that we want. Then we're confused on how to apply everything and when to use which product. And is it actually healthy to apply all these products together? All the high-performing brands in the market use chemicals as their active ingredients, and all natural brands are often lacking in performance because of the lack of these active ingredients. Next slide, please. Thank you. At Purana, we do skincare differently. Our products are designed to give you the performance of at least 4 to 5 different products just in one bottle. We aim to simplify your decision-making process because it addresses all skin concerns and it works for all skin types. You can apply it in one simple step. Your skin is fully nourished and you're on your way to have that beautiful, healthy glow. Our formulation of naturally derived active ingredients was curated with the sole purpose of healing your skin at its deepest layer, delivering maximum efficacy not just at the surface without causing any skin reaction. We never compromise quality for profit. There's absolutely no fillers in any of our formulation, and every single ingredient was intentionally incorporated to deliver specific performance for your skin.
We are the only naturally derived skincare brand with claims such as dermatologist tested, hypoallergenic, and ophthalmologist tested. In addition to that, small scale product efficacy testing to date shows extremely promising results. Next, please. Thank you. Now let's shift our focus towards the opportunity in front of us. The global cosmetic industry was valued at $34.5 billion US dollar in 2018 and is expected to reach $54.5 billion US dollar in 2027. The facial skincare segment in 2020 accounted for over 59% of the market share, with 20% sitting in the elite luxury space, which is our target market. The target addressable market is $4.5 billion US dollar in 2020. With our marketing strategies and through our most conservative projection for the first year, it put us at around $2.5 million with a margin profile of around 45%. We expect to launch this brand by September of this year. Our seed round is $150,000 to help with the first round of production, third-party efficacy testing, and marketing. And who wants to join me on this journey? Thank you.
Great presentation, Jane. Really love the packaging. I think it's a very, very unique looking bottle. That's awesome. So you mentioned all the research was done. Is that your background then, Jane? Do you have a background in cosmetics and things like that?
Actually, no, my background is pretty much self-taught. So I have an extremely reactive skin. So I can never buy skincare that is from the store because they're full of chemicals. And since like 15 years ago in my 20s, I started making my own skincare. And the more I make it, the more I learn about the ingredients, what works for me. And now in my mid 30s, like people always come to me and asking me what I'm using because, oh my God, they're all like, oh my God, your skin is so nice. So that's actually when I decided to, you know what, maybe I should sell this with everybody asking about it. So yeah, no, I actually don't have a academic background in it, but experience-wise, yes.
Okay, awesome. And what's your plan to compete against the big names out there that are currently in the market today?
So with the big brands out there, right nowadays, consumers, they're more and more aware of the side effects of chemical ingredients, and they're looking for natural alternatives. So for us, we are focusing on education through social media posts, beauty reviews, podcasts. That will be at the center of our customer acquisition strategy. And consumers, they're also looking for brands that are environmentally friendly and also have corporate social responsibility. And all of our packaging are 98% recyclable, and we will keep working towards the 100% recyclable goal. And we are also balancing purpose with profit, where a percentage of our revenue will be allocated towards improving the health of our planet as well.
I love it. I love it. A nice ESG push there as well. Really, really like it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Mark, let's keep it going here. We got some good traction. Let's keep it flowing.
Absolutely. Well, I think we all know that Folk Fest was canceled this year, regrettably, one of the big things. So Ken, tell us about Blive Music. Maybe you've got some good news here.
Right on. Thanks very much. Let me just get everything all set up here for you. How do we look? All right.
Looks good.
Well, music is life. Music is all around us, no matter who we are or where we're from. It's just part of being human. We all need it. Everyone we've spoken to about our product have said that live music is irreplaceable, an important outlet for creativity and mental health. Yet the sad truth is, live music has traditionally been, still is, and will continue to be grossly inaccessible. And the pandemic has just intensified these sad truths that have always existed. Because live music presents many financial and logistical difficulties, and you've all been there. Yet despite the challenges, we still feel compelled to attend live music, only the reality is you can't go to a concert every night. And that's where we step in. We are Blive Music, and I'm Ken Sheck, the founder. We're a platform bringing any musician together with audiences to democratize live music and facilitate connections. Connecting music lovers and musicians in real time and in a real way is our core purpose. It's what we're all about, offering experiences and community like nobody has before. Because we understand why and how live music has power and meaning that is about more than just the music. I mean, just look at this scene here. There was never an intention to play a single note of music, and yet look at the turnout. And we don't need celebrities to have this effect. That's connection beyond music, and that's where we're focused. These are the things that we've heard from countless people who would use this platform. We're talking about an incredible desire for community built around real-time interaction, connection, and discovery, all of which equal engagement. Now, digging a little deeper, here's how we create an intimate, interactive, enjoyable experience to engage audiences and musicians alike. And these are just a handful of the ideas that we're experimenting with that have had great user responses. Now, we are not a concert replacement. We're enhancing the times in between concerts, these huge gaps, because typically music experiences are one-time events that occur sporadically. But we at Blive are radically different. There's so much musical talent out there, and for us, anyone can create content, perform instantly anytime. And because we're focused on that, plus audience experience and social interaction, it combines for radically increased accessibility and continuous engagement, which makes us way more scalable. This gives us an incredible market advantage by focusing on those gaps, that audience experience first, and building a great and engaging product. We're doing more than just taking a piece of a huge market. We're adding a new one. And this is a worldwide opportunity. Every home, every phone. We continue to refine our product right now and expand our key relationships. We're currently in the early stages of building our mobile product and ramping up in staffing and outreach programs, which is why we've launched this current funding round. Now, we've already got some believers with more than $100,000 invested so far that got us started. And now we're seeking $250,000 to add resources to further our R&D, user research, and product development efforts. So you say you want a revolution? Well, help us change the world. Thank you very much.
Nice work, Ken. I think I speak for everybody on here that we could all use a dose of live music right now, no matter how we can get it. So great product, great idea. Can you tell me a little bit how you compete against, I'll say, the existing streaming services that are out there that sort of offer something similar?
Yeah, so I can, from what we've analyzed and being someone that loves to watch live music myself, all of the services fall short in, I would say, one of three areas. So, your generic sites, sure, they offer live streaming, but because they're not music focused, they fall short in discovery and recommendation and ease. The second thing that you'll find quite often is they really are just replacing concerts with a virtual option. And to us, that really ignores the space between. And that's the part that we're really interested. Like live music anytime, you're cooking supper, live music in the background. So those are a couple of the reasons that we feel like they fall short. And the third aspect of that is by being concert replacements, it really is geared towards established artists that already have an audience. And we're all about any artist and about audience generation.
I like it. Can you tell us quickly a little bit who's on the team? Who's working with you, Ken?
Yeah, so there's myself, obviously. I have a gentleman named Joel McGalnick, who's a user experience expert and a user research expert. My team also consists of a coach that has a Silicon Valley background in scaling up, like consulting for scale-ups and investing. And we've just started onboarding our first full-time developer. So that's our internal team. And then we've got a few third-party services that we're using just for our initial development.
Awesome. Looking forward to hearing more about it, Ken, when we dive in and do some due diligence. Appreciate it. All right. I'm going to jump the gun and say we've got QuoteToMe coming up. Is that correct, Mark?
Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it. It's like you're looking at the same sheet I am. Good work, bud. But yeah, John, I myself and my colleague Jeremy have had the pleasure of meeting with you and talking to you outside of Startup TNT. So let's just give you the floor and tell the good people what you're doing.
I'm looking forward to it. Have you all got my screen?
You bet.
Right on. Well, hello, everyone. I am John Trebluke, the founder and CEO of QuoteToMe, and we have created a seamless digital purchasing experience for the construction industry. Outdated purchasing processes waste time and money, resulting in projects costing a lot more than they should. So these are infrastructure projects, schools, hospitals, or even a basement renovation. So that time waste and the money waste is actually coming from inaccurate manual data entry, decentralized communication, overspending on the cost of goods, and lastly, lagging cash flow cycles. We've brought innovation to the full purchasing workflow, starting with placing an order, to reviewing supplier quotes, then creating an automated and accurate digital purchase order. And once goods have been received on site, we've built mobile delivery confirmation features. And finally, all transaction data is centralized and visible to relevant parties. In January of 2020, we issued 27 purchase orders, and in October of 2020, we issued 850 purchase orders that month. QuoteToMe has been utilized on over 400 projects across Western Canada. One of our key client users actually shared with us that QuoteToMe is the easiest way to create an order in the history of the company he works for, and he's been working there for over 20 years. We've been fortunate to have achieved our product market fit with industry-leading contractors, including 4 of Canada's top 40 contractors by revenue, and we're working with suppliers across all of Western Canada. Today, QuoteToMe is a B2B enterprise software solution for the construction contractor market. We automate both job site level and office-based purchasing and back-end financial processes. We're adding value across an entire organization for a contractor, which creates strong company-wide adoption. We've unlocked what we call single player mode, meaning that QuoteToMe has created a marketplace by empowering the demand side of the transaction by bringing all of their suppliers together inside of our platform. We earn our revenue today by charging contractors a percentage of each transaction facilitated through QuoteToMe. And because we're owning the entire workflow from the start, we have a host of additional revenue streams we're excited to tap into. And our true North Star is creating that intersection of our current contact solution and intersecting that with fintech by enabling payment automation inside of our platform. Our co-founding team comes equipped with the perfect harmony of construction and finance backgrounds, and we've built our team up to 15 full-time dedicated contributors of our rocket ship, including a lead engineer who worked at Google. Our strategic advisors are industry legends in their own regards, and we're raising a $3 million Series seed round to execute on our growth and product milestones by scaling up our teams. We've secured strategic Contech co-lead investors, Blackhorn Ventures and Builders VC, and we're working with a number of other leading seed stage funds along with strategic angel investors across Canada and the United States to help us raise the remaining pro rata allocation. Notably, the Stanford University Angel Club has committed to our pro rata, and we're looking to raise approximately another $1 million to fill the remaining pro rata allocation in our round. Thanks for allowing me to share QuoteToMe's vision of digitizing construction purchasing.
John, great job. You guys are on the stopwatch, nailing this perfectly, making my job easy. Your world's pretty wild right now. I don't know if anybody's in the construction scene, but they know prices are going through the roof. Can you talk about how that's impacted your business, your client base, and where you guys add value in times like this?
Yeah, great question, Joe. We've, if anything, just deeper impact to the value prop we bring. We've had clients of ours actually reach out to us saying that if it wasn't for them to be able to count on us in some of the strategic sourcing we do for them, they wouldn't be profitable on some of their projects, specifically relating to the lumber markets. Anything that's a lumber-based project, if we aren't able to connect them to our supply community, they'd really be struggling.
Nice. You've got some huge names on the screen here, which is fantastic. Are these companies exclusive to you? Do they blend software? Like, do you have standalone rights with any of these companies?
Yeah, so with 2 of our clients, Synergy Projects and Boxtel Construction, both performing somewhere around $100 to $150 million worth of project delivery on an annualized basis, we are their only way to purchase. So that's certainly a great feat for us and certainly something we're really proud of. So whether they're buying copy paper, lumber, insulation, equipment, whatever that is, we are creating and facilitating that entire purchasing workflow.
Nice. And quickly, you know, the cash you're raising right now, what's the use of funds going to be?
We have a very clear product roadmap. And again, we've aligned ourselves with such strong strategic partners, and we have a really strong team understanding of the industry and the workflow that needs to be digitized. So we're really looking to build out and just add horsepower to our product team. So product engineers to develop additional feature sets to complete that fintech component of our solution, and ramp up sales. Sales to date have primarily been organic through strategic relationships of our own. And our model is a land and expand model. So clients like Clark Builders and Ledcor, while we've taken them on as clients in their Alberta regions, we're looking to be able to ramp them up across their entire districts, but also add new logos to our client base.
Great answer. Love it. Lots of exciting things happening. Mark, I know you're a big guy. I love the little construction work in the garage.
You know what? When we were talking about lumber, I thought I got my vaccination on my way to my appointment on the Henday. I saw a sheet of plywood in off the side of the Henday, and I almost pulled over to pick it up because that's like $1,000 right there.
Oh,
It's as good as gold. It's as good as gold right now. Yeah, you bet.
Excellent. Thank you very much, John. All right. So moving right along, we got the next one up here is Wayfinders Business Cooperative. We've got Randall who's going to go through this with us. So Randall, if you're here, feel free to unmute and let us know what you're working on.
Right. I'm just going to share. Have you got it?
Yep, we got it.
Okay. My name is Randall Adcock. I'm president of Wayfinders Business Cooperative, and I have a master's in community development, 10 years as a business coach, 15 years in economic development. And in 2017, we incorporated Wayfinders as a for-profit co-op and social enterprise to serve small businesses. We noticed that there's a lot of uncertainty in the world today, and a lot of people are working independently. Half of small businesses are micro businesses. The gig workers will make up 40% of the workforce. And how do they compete? How do they remain productive? There's a very high failure rate. And so we're looking for a solution that would help these people. But we thought we should go back to basics, get the first things right. That is, let's look at the individual's brain, their natural talents, gifts, and their interests, and match people up for collaborative IQ so they can achieve their fullest self-actualization and be competitive and productive in the workforce. So we came up with a one window system that includes on the ground and in the cloud. It includes a software as a service, connecting businesses to one another, collaborative project management, for example, but also local live chapters where people can get to know one another and build a community of trust. And so it's also a democratic system because it is a co-op, each member is an owner. Our people, we have more than 50 members now, a good board of directors, advisors, professional advisors, and a pretty strong IT team. It's all voluntary at this time, and yet we've been able to produce some pretty good results with our online prototypes. And so we have some prototypes that are working, and but they have been developed in a different system than we want to end up in, because we need to do some deep integration. And so we'll have a gig board, for example, Wayfinders, crowdfunding, and so on. We are primarily building on membership shares. So $100 will buy you a share in the company and give you a vote. But we're also building collective intelligence, ways to tap into the talents of all of our people. We also have an opportunity right now to match some funds that we're able to access because we're a social enterprise. If we, are we there?
Yeah, we're here. You bet, Randall. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So can you tell us a little bit more? So it's 150 ask, correct?
That's if we are able to access 150,000, then we would be able to accelerate our development considerably and add a lot more bells and whistles, but it's kind of wide open.
Okay, and currently what would you value the business at on the basis of where it is today?
Well, depending on what method you use, we prefer to use methods that tap into the intangibles. We've got about $50,000 into it, but the sweat equity is quite substantial because we've got so many talented volunteers contributing.
Okay, no, appreciate that. And can you talk a little bit more about the traction? How many members and what's the growth projection look like?
Yeah, we've got 50 members and more just from word of mouth. We haven't been promoting it actively because our services are still formative. It's still fairly early stage. And once this takes off, though, when people see it working, we expect it to be an exponential growth function. Members bringing in other people to join in, and the stronger it gets stronger as you get more members.
Right, understood. Awesome. And long term, what would you like to see happen with the business, Randall? What's maybe the exit strategy, or where do we go from here?
Well, this is a co-op, and we're appealing to social entrepreneurs and investors, but this is scalable to be global. The idea is with the common standards and practices and methods, we'll enable people around the world to be able to perform at their best, using AI as well for matchmaking algorithms and so on, and even facilitating international trade. So millions would be the upper limit.
Love it. Love it. Very, very exciting. I think, what we've seen so far, Randall, and all the other presenters, I'm pretty excited about what we have going on here in Edmonton and Alberta. Lots to be excited about going forward. Mark, aside from being excited about lumber on the highway, what else have we got going that can get you excited?
Well, I think we've got Raymond. Raymond is connected with us. We skipped over. Hopefully there was no big connection issues. And Raymond, we got you with Heritage Mercantile Corp. So Raymond, Ramadan Mubarak, and give you the floor here. Hoping you're here, Raymond. Let me know. I saw you in the queue somewhere.
Yeah. Could you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. Right now I'm not, I thank you so much for Ramadan, but right now I cannot say anything. I'm just being one of your bystander to listen. After Ramadan, then probably I will talk about it. Thanks.
Okay, understood. Well, I guess with that then, Zach, we're probably going to punt it over to you a little bit early, unless anyone has any good jokes. If people want to raise their hand, we've got a couple minutes. But Zach, go ahead.
No, thanks so much. Great start. Some great entrepreneurs here today joining us today. Enjoyed those pitches. It's really nice for me just to hang out and relax. You guys did an awesome job, Mark and Joe, hosting, keeping the questions going. And now we should be setting up breakout rooms for each of the companies. We're going to take a short break here because we got a lot of pitches to get through. So we're going to set up breakout rooms for each one of the companies and take about a 15-20 minute break here to just kind of hang out and we can talk to the companies informally. So teams should be setting those up as we speak. Waiting for guidance from the team here. But Galia or Brandon, do you guys know the status on the breakout rooms? Can you guys give us an update?
They look like they're all open on my side. So you might have to scroll down to the breakout room option in the bottom of your Zoom menu. But we have room set up for every company. So companies, I see a few. Yep, Jackson's found his way to his company. Same with Randall. So if there's any companies here that have caught your eye, wander over there, say a little hello. And we'll just be taking a little break until I think about 5:15 or so on the schedule.
Yeah,
is when we're scheduled to come back.
5:15. That sounds like a plan. So encourage people to take a little break, talk to the companies one-on-one, see what's going on, wander through the breakout rooms. If anyone is having trouble figuring out how to get through the breakout room, just stay here and we can guide you through it.
next one.
All right, I think I said 5:15. It's already 5:20. I feel like we should probably get this party started. What an awesome banner that you made for us, Galia. Love that banner. Yeah, I say let's end the breakout rooms, Galia, if you don't mind, and let's bring everybody back. While everyone's coming back, I'm going to play a little game. Does anybody want a Startup TNT t-shirt? I got 2 to give away for the first person that can remember the key stats that I said earlier. So first person put in the chat, how many companies apply to the investment summit? Who remembers? 65. Nolan, wow. Look at that. Very impressive, Nolan. Is that Nolan Ryan? You can send me Nolan Ryan, you can send me a quick email with your address. I'll get you one of these. Okay, I got one more to give away. How many beer deliveries did we do this week? Who remembers beer deliveries? 96. Alex Russell. Alex, awesome job. Alex, you get it. Alex, you live right near my house. I can deliver it. I might have a couple extras. A couple of you guys got the right answers here. Werner, Colin Cito. I might have like 5 t-shirts to give away, but yeah, let's do it. Okay, I think everyone's back. That was a fun little kickoff to it. Let me just remember. Nolan. This is my logistics right here. Nolan and Alex get t-shirts. I'm going to hand it off to Justin Russo, one of our sponsors from KRP. Offers accounting services to businesses and personal accounting services. Helps me with my accounting needs. So Justin's going to be hosting the event tonight along with Lindsay Vanstone, one of our investor ambassadors. She works at AWE, helps out startups from all walks of life. And is participating in our second summit with us. So Justin and Lindsay, I'm going to hand off to you to introduce and host the next block of companies. Let's get it started.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Zach. I was going to do a little spiel about myself, but don't need to now that you've done a better job than I could have. So that's great. So our first presenter, actually just coming off his big t-shirt win, Alex from AlignVR. AlignVR has created a product that allows employers to utilize specialized VR tech to improve on their current hiring, coaching, and training processes. So to tell us more about that, I'll pass it over to Alex.
All right, awesome. Just pulling up the share screen. Okay, there we go. All right. Hi, I'm Alex Russell here to present AlignVR, our soft skill assessment tool for employee hiring and training. Job interviews suck. 40% of hires are considered a failure by their organization due to things that should have been caught in the job interview. This means that the $250 billion spent on global recruitment every year, $100 billion is wasted on crappy job interviews. This is largely due to candidates using something psychologists call impression management. The only solution to impression management is to get rid of it entirely. Our product inhibits impression management so you get to see who a candidate truly is, not who they want you to believe they are. This is done either in person or remotely. Candidates join a 20-minute VR session with either their recruiter, other candidates, or even future team members. During these activities, the AlignVR system is tracking all the interactions in the background and produces a profile report based on these interactions for every participant. From these activities, the decision maker has a much better sense of what it's like to work with this person on a team and begins to see their quirks, both good and bad. Our company was founded by myself and my brother. I have a degree in computer science and have been in and around startups for the past decade. My brother, Dr. Nathaniel Russell, has a PhD in computer science and wrote his thesis on human-computer interfaces, which is the underlying technology to virtual reality. We also have an amazing team, as well as an experienced advisory panel assisting us as well. Now, AlignVR started out as a different product. We were in the entertainment space making virtual reality escape rooms. And we became fascinated at what made teams successful, but also where they struggled. The more we watched, the more we realized we could actually create a tool on this, and this tool became AlignVR. AlignVR is a B2B SaaS product, specifically targeting companies that have high-valued employees, have placed an importance on culture fit, and have a long and onerous interview process. To date, this product has generated over $100,000 in revenue, with our largest customer being Airbus. We've also engaged with our services with several local companies, primarily on employee hiring, but also on employee training as well. Now, there's a lot of other companies using either machine learning or VR within this space, but I'd say our biggest differentiator is that we focus on what candidates actually do instead of what candidates say they would do. Now, hiring is just the beginning. We want to be involved in all aspects of the employee lifecycle. That is why we're raising a seed round of $800,000 to bring the AlignVR MVP out from VR Cave and into its own separate company with a dedicated team. We want to build important data analytics and machine learning, build out the psychology team and the research necessary to verify what we're seeing. And this will all culminate in an official product launch in mid-2022. Thank you, and let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks so much, Alex. Great presentation. I've used VR a couple times and had so much fun. So some of the questions that we have are, how did you get Airbus as a client? Great client right out of the gate.
Yes, so that was a bit of a long one. So they came in through the VR Cave side, and they were interested in looking at a virtual reality experience for their recruitment and career drives. So basically something cool and exciting to draw a bunch of people into their hiring booth. And then after we've talked with them more and more, we were actually like, oh, no, we actually got something far more exciting. And we had 2 pilot projects with them, and now they're using our product with their early careers program. And they're absolutely loving it.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit more about how you manage the hardware for interview candidates or for the employer?
Yeah, so when we run this as a service, of course, AlignVR has an amount of hardware we can lend out and use. In the case of Airbus, for example, they have their own hardware. We've done the installation. We trained their technical staff how to run it, as well as their hiring team on how to make the best use of the software. So the hardware is on the side of the of our clients and not on the side of AlignVR.
Okay. And what does your pricing model look like?
So we have a monthly subscription of $2,500 per month per room. And with that, you can run about 6,000 participants through in a month. Now, if you're doing hiring, you need maybe multiple rooms at a time, or if you have a very large company and you want to do quarterly trainings, that would also necessitate the need to have multiples of these rooms.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. Justin, who's next?
All right, thanks. We have next Mural from Geodesic Innovations is up. In preparing for this today, I did a little bit of research on each of the presenters and found a quote about Geodesic Innovations. And this is the quote: applies exponential technology to solving real world problems to make an impact. As a lowly accountant, I have no idea what that means. So I'm looking forward to this presentation to explain that. So I'll pass the floor over to you.
Thank you for the introduction. I am just starting to share my screen. Sorry. Justin, you just made me nervous by...
I'm sorry about that. That's completely my fault.
Okay, is my screen visible now? Okay. Hi, my name is Miral Mehta. I'm a physician and founder of Geodesic Innovations with Atom Health. We have the vision of making good health accessible to all. The problem that we're trying to solve is about interoperability, access, and utilization of health data. Now, no matter where you're traveling in the world, you are usually not worried about what kind of food you will get, what kind of stay you will get, or what kind of a car you'll get to hire, because you trust that all of those things would be at least tolerable quality, if not good. Whereas when you think about healthcare, I don't think you can say the same thing. Even if you're traveling just outside your city, you are always concerned about what if something happens to my health, what kind of care I will get. You're never sure about that. And the main reason for that is because of the inaccessibility of the healthcare information that is going to prevent or probably put you at risk of not having an improved patient outcome. So with Atom Health, we are trying to create this digital health hub where we store time-critical health information of a patient. And time-critical health information means that any relevant information that any physician needs to be able to diagnose and treat a patient and to be able to prevent any adverse outcomes. This can include family history, medical history, genetic, medications, IoT, or any EMR information. Any information that tells the story of your health and empowers you and your physician to be able to plan and personalize your health journey. With Atom Health, we are bringing this particular solution. And in Alberta, I know a lot of people may have this question right now about Alberta Netcare. I can clarify that in the questions later on. But our solution consists of the health hub that will collect all this information, and over a period of time, we want to be able to run predictive AI to be able to give personalized health advice. Currently, what it looks like on the patient side of the portal is that the patient inputs his medical history over there, and then they can download two different QR codes. One is about their health history, and the second one is about their COVID information. We are keeping this separate so that the COVID information can be shared with the travel as well as hospitality industry, whereas the health history can only be shared with the healthcare industry. Market opportunity, this is a big, quickly growing industry. M-Health market size is expected to reach $206 billion by 2026. And in North America, the market that we are targeting at present is expected to reach $113 billion by 2026. The telehealth market is something that is our first target customer, and that is like a $14 billion industry right now. And by 2026, that's going to be $25.8 billion industry. Our business model consists of a B2B licensing model to telehealth organizations and other healthcare organizations. So basically brick as well as click models. It is going to be a tiered subscription level for the number of calls that they make to our platform to access the information. We are also considering B2C, our subscription model for our end users, which are patients as well as physicians. And our long-term business model also includes de-identified data sharing with pharma companies and research companies. As traction-wise, we started doing research on this early during the COVID in April 2020. We started working on some wireframes later half of that year. Currently, we are talking to a few airlines and airports. I cannot name them, but that is something that we are considering pilots with them. And we are talking to a few telehealth companies in the US for piloting with their medtech and health IoT platforms. We have done regulatory compliance with Health Canada, and we are in the process of doing the HIPAA, PIPEDA, and all the regulatory compliance audits right now. We have built it with all those considerations in mind. Being a physician, I knew these are the things that would be important to bring this to market. Currently, we are raising a pre-seed round of $750,000 USD, which will be used towards business and strategy, tech advancement, and regulatory and compliance, and including this US as well as Canadian market right now. I know I may have to focus on one country at a time, but I am trying for Canada as well as US because different regulatory compliances may give me different, can give way at a different time. So I'm trying for both. We are looking also for strategic partnerships with.
Thanks, Meryl. Yeah. I think we've got lots of questions in the chat.
Sure.
And so I just want to get to one of them. Can you elaborate a little bit on why a platform like Babylon Health, now operating in Alberta, would integrate with this? Just, in a couple sentences.
Sure. So I have been a physician who has worked on Babylon Health as well. So Babylon Health is a telehealth platform, and when I'm seeing a patient on that platform, I do not have access to their medical history because that lies in their EMR with some other doctor with some other EMR company. And if I'm treating that patient, I have 8 to 14 minutes to treat that patient, and the risk that I'm taking in giving some medication or prescribing some medication there is quite high. So I feel that is why to improve the patient adherence and quality of care, they should be thinking of that.
Okay, thank you. There are lots of other questions in the chat. Please check it out. Justin, who's next?
All right, so next we have Morinike from ChemEd. ChemEd was founded with the goal of ensuring access to essential medication in low resource settings in Canada and around the world. So I'll pass it over to Morinike to explain a little more. Morinike, are you on?
I'm here.
Perfect.
I'm here. Drug shortages are a serious and growing concern within healthcare systems everywhere, especially during COVID, which has stressed our supply chains, and especially in Africa, where 90% of essential medications are imported. My childhood dream was to find a cure for HIV because I had heard stories about entire villages of parents being wiped out by HIV. And as I grew older, I listened to stories about how mothers gave their children the infection as they were sold counterfeit medications made of baking soda. So I became a pharmacist and I honed my entrepreneurial skills and have now founded ChemEd Advanced Manufacturing. ChemEd is pioneering a transformative factory-in-a-box approach to locally manufacture essential medications in low resource settings around the world. Our modular, prefabricated, and digitally interconnected drug manufacturing facilities can be transported to any part of the world experiencing essential medication shortages. It is a first of its kind turnkey drug manufacturing approach that will reduce supply chain reliance, improve health outcomes, create jobs, support health equity. We have completed construction of our pilot facility with first domestic sales expected next month. And we aim to expand in Alberta throughout the rest of this year. And next year, we will enter African markets experiencing extensive drug shortages. We have a groundswell of collaborators across Canada and in 15 African countries, a brilliant and passionate team around the world, some really clever advisors from VMS. And ChemEd will contribute solutions to over 9 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So join us as we solve this $10 billion complex global problem and create a more equitable world. We're offering $150,000 for 1.7% of Kempound's profit, stakes in Kempound, the compounding facility. But if you wanted to buy into the entire endeavor, it'd be about $700,000 for 0.003% of the global company. Thank you.
Thank you, Morenica. I like that you took a different approach and didn't do slides. So it was great to hear you speak about this. Can you go into some detail about what are some of the 9 goals that you're solving?
Definitely. So the big ones are equity in general. And then we have jobs, job creation, industrialization. Sorry, just give me one quick moment to actually make sure I just say all of them.
Or I can ask you another question.
On that. So no poverty, good health, quality education, gender equity, good jobs and economic growth, innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, responsible consumption, and partnership for the goals.
Great. Can you talk a little bit about how your business valuation is calculated?
Definitely. What we have in Canada at the moment is $660,000 in letters of intent for this year. And we haven't actually started operating. So we haven't even done any marketing. We haven't actually called all the people we could call or done any major sales outreach. So we are expecting that by the end of next year, our net profit would be about $800,000 in just the compounding operations. And we will also be solving Canadian drug shortages in that operation. And so over 10 years, we're calculating if someone wanted to exit in a 10-year period, that they can expect to get that much in net profit.
Great. Thank you. I think there's some more questions in the chat for you. And right now we'll have to head over to our next pitch.
All right. So we're going to continue on the healthcare train, I suppose. We've got Dawn and Tanvir from Amrich. Amrich is specializing to develop industrial applications of chitosan materials to combat COVID-19 and future viral episodes. So I'll pass it over to Dawn, I believe you're presenting.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be here. I'm Don Anderson. I'm here with Amrich Incorporated. We're a fast-growing Alberta-based innovation company which specializes in healthcare. I want to take this time to introduce you to some of our team. We have 10 people working on this project. Myself, Don Anderson, Executive Assistant. Opposite me, Daniel Moffat, our Business Development Executive, who is responsible for nonprofit and our government sector. Amrich was founded by 2 physicians in August 2014. Our CEO, who is an MBBS in clinical medicine, who is here with me today, Dr. Tanvir Ahmad, and our president, Dr. Lucien Ju, who is a pathophysiologist from Tokyo University, Japan. In the past, we've produced the world's most cost-effective hearing aid, and we sold over 16,000 units within the second year of opening. We reinvested back into our core technology, and we developed something we call our ECAP solution. I will go in depth after this slide. Currently, we have applied for funding through the Canadian Healthy Communities Initiative, $200,000 through the University of Alberta, and $180,000 with Bridge to Care Canada. We aim to be the market leaders in this post-pandemic rising industry. With that in mind, in the near future, we see ourselves selling $1.5 million through nonprofits and trial orders. Beyond that, we have a goal that within 3 years, we show a revenue stream of 4 to 6 million through IP sharing with large partners internationally. As promised, our ECAPS, Environmental and Healthcare Protection System. We have a broad technology patent covering our future devices. For today, I want to discuss 2 of our IPs, our digital disinfectant device, which essentially removes airborne contaminants to help fight respiratory diseases. Our methods have proved very effective, with efficacy data showing 70% of common microbes being eliminated, and for the more serious ones, such as Staphylococcus or MRSA, more than 95%. We also have our LBJ biodegradable face masks, which are biodegradable, of course, avant-garde, and irritant-free. Our products utilize an FDA-approved renewable compound with strong antimicrobial abilities as well as healing properties. It's an amazing source in that it's not only hypoallergenic, it's also sustainable. Using our method, our materials, there's zero direct competition on the market today. At this stage, we have 1 more round open for funding. We have 6% shares available, totaling 200,000 Canadian. We're also working on finding large industrial partners for a PTTA or a TTA, as we have 2 more patents coming this year. Our green and effective products are here at the right time and the right place. And that is why we want to welcome you to become a part of our exciting journey. Our CEO, Dr. Tanvir Ahmad, and I welcome any questions that you may have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. We already have some questions coming in the chat. How much capital have the founding partners invested in the business?
Tanvir, you're muted, but I will direct that to our CEO, as he handles all the money side of things, not me.
Hi guys. We raised more than 200K initially for the project. As well, somebody's asking about the personal investment. Let me go back 6 years. 25K about myself, and to Mr. President, probably it's in nearly $500,000.
Okay, great. And can you tell me more about why someone would purchase your products instead of some competitors?
We actually do not have competitors. This is a different concept. There are only 2 companies which I see, one from the Ontario. It's called Environmental Inc., Control Inc. And they actually produce the first device, which tells you actually what type of the viral load is there in closed spaces. So it only actually tells you the viral and the microbial load, but it doesn't tell you how to treat it. So what we do is we are going like 1 step forward, and we are providing some FDA-approved, chemical. It's like an air conditioner, the one-stop thing. You just start turn it on and start cleaning. Yeah.
So you're looking for customers who feel like they don't have what they need in the market right now.
We actually already started collecting orders. That's what the Don mentioned earlier. Those 2 projects from nonprofit, like 200,000, 180,000. Those are actually one is with the University of Alberta, and another one, Bridge to Care. So that's actually the customer acquisition. On the other hand, we have 2 companies internationally, one from Shanghai. They already invested, they came, and now they're waiting us to go to the production stage. That's where we are exactly there now for this year.
Okay, great. Thank you. My timer goes off. That's the time that we have for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Nicole from Honestdoor. Just a really quick story about Honestdoor. April 30th, a client comes in and drops off a terrible set of records to get their personal tax return completed. They have a rental property and we can't get the property tax information. And no joke, we went to Honestdoor, got the property tax information. We were able to get the tax return done and filed on time. So great website, great information, and I'll pass it over to Nicole.
Thanks, Justin. And just for everybody, I didn't tell him to say that. That was totally unsolicited. But let me share my screen. Here we go. Present. Here we go. All right. Hi, I'm Nicole. At Honestdoor, we've created the largest real estate database and applied AI to help guide real estate decisions. Before I get started, I just wanted to share a couple of fun facts. So did you know that the average price of a West Vancouver home is now $2.3 million? And if you think you don't need to live in a house, but you want to live in a condo instead, well, the average price of a condo is $1.2 million. So how do I know that? Well, Honestdoor, we offer precise real estate valuations for every property and intelligence for every block and neighborhood, and anyone can see it on our platform. So real estate is actually Canada's largest GDP contributor, and around 70% of a homeowner's net worth is in their home. That being said, an accurate real-time valuation model for homes does not exist. Quick, informed decisions cannot be made, and time and money is wasted on subjective opinions. So we have created the largest database, and we accurately predict home values in real time. And this is helping the real estate industry make faster and better informed decisions. Our valuation model is actually called the Honestdoor price, and using proprietary algorithms and methods to stitch thousands of data points together for a single property, we're able to estimate the value of a home very accurately. This process is unique to us, and we're able to do it at a fraction of the cost. We've invested a ton of resources into developing a data pipeline, cleaning and stitching, and then ultimately applying models that are constantly evolving. And you know what? Homeowners are actually helping us improve the Honestdoor price. They're voluntarily submitting information on properties so that we can accurately predict their homes. And this data is completely unique to us. So you're probably asking, how do we make money? And we don't right yet. We're pre-revenue. For everyday homeowners, we're free, and we will always be free. We have developed, however, 3 products that are leveraging our Honestdoor database and the Honestdoor price. And the first is a widget, and actually it's also free. It's for real estate industry to put on their website and attract and convert users. The idea is that they will then want to engage with us for the second, which is an API. And this is really customized, personalized marketing. So if you're familiar with Borrow Well credit emails, monthly credit emails, these updates are really powerful for retaining and engaging clients. And then the third is obviously a comprehensive report kind of for the industry, lenders, insurers, realtors, and mortgage brokers. So it includes current value, predicted value, plus confidence scores, comparables, user submitted information, rental predictions. We're always adding to this. This market is really big, and we are hoping to raise $2.5 million to scale over the next few months and expand to new places. We believe that you will actually no longer need to enter a home to properly and accurately value it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. That was a great presentation. I've used Honestdoor a couple times, and I've really enjoyed it from a consumer perspective. Awesome. Do you have any traction for the businesses that would be interested in Honestdoors? And can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of pilots lined up for all 3 of the products actually that I mentioned. They're ongoing right now, and so we're as we continue on the pilots and as we measure kind of not the data, real estate data, but the business data, we're evolving the model as we go. So basically adding information into the reporting and making sure that marketing and the emails are working effectively for our clients.
Great. Do you know whether your valuation reports would be accepted by lenders instead of a traditional valuation report or appraisal? Have you gotten to that point yet?
Yeah, so we've talked to a couple lenders, and it's a complicated industry actually. And so what they've got right now is really inaccurate valuation models. So they're not just using one resource, they're using multiple. CMHC basically makes them use like multiple resources. And so we believe that our Honestdoor report will be something that is in addition to what they're using, but swapping out the existing AVM automatic valuation model that they're using. So we definitely have confidence that yes, they will accept it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. On to our next company.
Thanks.
Perfect. So next up, we have Stephen from Hermod Medical. Hermod Medical is a collection of Canadian Special Operation Forces medical vets with the common goal of improving military medical capabilities. So Stephen, I will pass it on to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve, and I'm the director for Hermod Medical Innovations. And today I'd like to share with you a new idea for a trauma dressing. So I spent 17 years in the military with 1 Brigade and JTF2, and I currently work as a firefighter. My partner, Scott, spent 15 years in the military as a medical officer and currently works as an ER physician at the Royal Alex and Sturgeon Hospitals. Scott is also a transport surgeon with Stars Air Ambulance. So trauma is a reality in combat and in the pre-hospital setting. Many fatal injuries sustained in these environments are considered preventable because they can be treated accordingly by both medical and non-medical providers. These injuries include penetrating chest trauma and bleeding from an extremity or junctional wound. A junctional hemorrhage is any injury that is non-amenable to a tourniquet, for example, the scalp, neck, axilla, or groin. There is no question that the first set of hands that touches a trauma patient is the most important. And that first set of hands will almost certainly be those of a non-medical provider. On the battlefield, it'll be a combat armed soldier. On the streets, it'll be a police officer. Trauma is clearly a problem. Another problem is that our end users are limited in the equipment they can carry. All standard individual first aid kits contain a tourniquet, hemostatic agent, trauma dressing, and chest seal. All these items work well for a specific injury, but don't really support the treatment of others. Tourniquets are used for deadly extremity bleeds. Hemostatics are used for severe junctional bleeds, but securing them can be troublesome. Chest seals are used for penetrating chest trauma, and trauma bandages are used for mild to moderate extremity bleeds, but don't necessarily support hemostatic agents. Imagine if we could offer a bandage that could better treat junctional bleeds, provide a reliable occlusive seal, and control mild to moderate bleeds, all in a smaller, flatter package. Well, we can, and it's called the 145 field dressing. Our vision is to create a medical item that no soldier will go into battle without. The 145 is designed to treat a variety of wounds. It uses an adhesive to fix the dressing exactly where it's needed. The longer elastic bandage helps maintain pressure on junctional bleeds. An adhesive tail allows for a smooth, secure finish. It is thin, flat, light, and fits easily into any first aid kit. Wound care is a $2.7 billion industry, and we believe that the 145 has an estimated retail cost of $30. We believe that we can sell 25,000 units in our first year with 50% growth per year over 5 years. And just so everyone's aware, the original emergency bandage still sells 2 million units a year. So where are we at? We have Canadian and PCT patent numbers. We have a tentative distribution agreement with Rampart. Manufacturing will be provided by Cateco and Mountain Integrated Medical, and we are receiving support from a wide range of Alberta-based organizations. We've also been receiving guidance from Mr. Brian Jones, whose vast experience has been a key boost to the project. Our biggest need right now is support for medical testing and licensing. So we've raised $65,000, but believe we need another $440,000 to bring our product to market. Thanks everybody for your time. It's really a privilege to be here.
Thank you, Stephen. It really sounds like you've got a clear grasp of your product and the need for it. So that's fantastic. Can you elaborate a bit on your plans to get the product to market after you've done the testing?
Yeah, so our key right now is to find a distributor that can get it there. We lack the infrastructure and shipping capabilities to sell to a big client like the RCMP or even the Canadian military. So we need to find the right distributor that can handle those kind of logistics.
And so you're saying that these bandages would cost $30 to produce. What would you want them to retail for?
Sorry, Lindsay, we want the retail cost to be $30. Our manufacturing costs are still up in the air just because we haven't been able to put out a big load of prototypes. Everything is handmade right now, which is quite expensive.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit more about your plans for the next 12 months?
Yeah, so we're hoping that we can finalize our distribution deal with Rampart, which should help us to get prototypes started and out to end users, as well as to start our licensing process. So this is a Class 2 medical item, and we'll have to go through an auditory program in Canada and the US to sell it.
Okay, great. Thank you. And yeah, I look forward to hearing more about your company. Justin.
All right,
Awesome.
next up
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, sorry. Next up is Zach from YEGx. YEGx operates a decentralized Ethereum-based stock market for small and medium businesses and local investment. So Zach, take it the floor.
Hey, thanks, Justin. Here, I'll just share my screen. Hey, my name's Zach Nelson. I'm the founder of YEGx, a decentralized stock exchange for small businesses. And we want to make it super simple to invest locally. Some problems we notice: small businesses have suffered due to the pandemic. Centralized financial systems have single points of failure and potential corruption. Local investment opportunities are often difficult to access and navigate. Our solution is to infuse small and medium-sized businesses with local investor cash, allowing them to upgrade their businesses. We're going to operate on the Ethereum 2.0 beacon chain network, utilizing smart contracts and a decentralized system. We'll make it extremely easy to invest in local businesses or an index of businesses for regular retail investors. For indexes, think like a Calgary index or like a Edmonton index. It'll spread risk out over multiple small businesses. As of 2017, there are over 1 million small businesses in Canada, 160,000 in Alberta, and they make up 41.5% of Canada's GDP. So it's an untapped investment exchange market. Our business model and goal is to make it as easy as possible to invest locally and securely, and we'll guarantee a 5% dividend for 2 years, paid out in Ethereum's coin Ether. Traditional stock exchanges usually only list larger companies. Stock brokerages make money from fees and derivatives. They're like the middlemen, and investment and hedge funds control large assets and capital and kind of push out retail investors. In addition, current decentralized exchanges kind of focus on selling cryptocurrencies, not stock. Our go-to-market plan is to present local businesses with an opportunity to list on our exchange to generate a large cash infusion. We're going to advertise locally and aggressively, starting in Edmonton with a minimum viable product and then expanding to other cities, keeping and pushing that local angle. We have a unique and fair system that generates equity, cash flow, and growth. So an example, company A lists on our exchange, they retain 51% and voting control. The rest, 1% will go to advertising, 2.5% ownership to us as part of our asset acquisition, giving us future leverage. 2.5% fee for cash flow for us, 5% total held in Ether for future dividend payments, and then a local index allocation to feed into that local index. That leaves 35.5% cash raised for a company. So dollar potential, let's say a small business is worth $1 million. YEGx, we would raise $25,000 cash plus our 2.5% ownership. $10,000 would be spent on advertising, and the company would get a cash infusion of $350,000. These numbers are just estimates and will adapt to market forces. Our goal is to raise enough cash to hire more developers and get to minimum viable product as quick as possible. There's some struggles I'm coming across while building the YEGx exchange, and I'm realizing my own personal limitations. So hiring out for a few developers to get across that finish line quickly is our goal. We believe decentralized finance is the future, and we want to bring focus back to local markets and support remarkable people and small businesses. And any questions?
Thanks, Zach. There are tons of questions in the chat, so I'm gonna pick some away. First off, why do you need to use cryptocurrency for this plan?
I want to get away from the traditional server usage based on it's a single point, it's a single company controlling access to everybody. Whereas the Ethereum blockchain, that's the future. It's not the coin itself. It's the blockchain technology where you can have all your users, all your contracts, all your accounts spread out over a network of computers. So it's secure and always available. So this just gets rid of that central control or central point of failure.
Okay. And how do you, let me see which one I want to pick. How do you manage how do you plan to manage the volatility of the cryptocurrency?
Well, it's going to be based on the cryptocurrency blockchain, but it is going to be dealt with in real dollars. So we're not going to, the volatility is just going to come from the value of the small businesses, which shouldn't be that volatile. It's going to operate on a cryptocurrency exchange, like a cryptocurrency network, but it's not an actual cryptocurrency coin. So the volatility, it shouldn't be there. It won't be there, kind of.
Okay. And so are investors buying shares in the business or loans or both?
We're going to start focusing on shares, and our dividend model is withhold some money from the company and pay out dividends over 2 years. And then hopefully the cash infusion will increase the small business success and they'll be able to pay out dividends to these investors. So it's not a loan, it's an actual equity stake in these small businesses.
Okay. And one last question. From an ESG point of view, how do you handle the carbon footprint backlash that NFTs have received on Ethereum?
Yes, so Ethereum 2.0 is launching soon. It's supposed to reduce gas fees and electrical consumption. So they're streamlining their network just as they're going. Definitely NFTs are, the carbon footprint is a huge issue. So it's being addressed. We can focus on that and try to help that, but yeah.
Okay, great. Definitely check out the chat because there are lots of questions.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stop sharing.
Great. So I didn't see if he was on. Do we have Clint from Hydrodyne Catalytics on the call here? All right, I'll take that as a no. So we'll move on to our last presenter tonight. We have Kira from Browse. Browse provides online shopping platform for buyers and sellers with an Amazon level convenience, but with a local business and product focus. So Kira, I'll pass it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. So my name's Tira McGinn. I represent the company called Browse. I'm the founder. Our motto is one website, everything local delivered. So local shopping is primed for disruption. And the evidence of that is that 18% of businesses are contemplating bankruptcy or permanent closure. And that was happening even before COVID hit. COVID has sort of been the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, or the straw on the camel's back. Canadians spent $5 billion on Amazon.ca in 2019. So again, that's pre-COVID data. $5 billion leaving the country, essentially. 93% of shoppers said that they wish it was easier to shop local. They like the idea, but not the reality. Consumers have spoken. So we've surveyed hundreds of Amazon shoppers and talked to them about what is it about the platform that they like compared to the local experience. So some common themes that we heard is that Amazon is one website with everything that we need. It's easy to search and find stuff. It's open for shopping at any time and stuff shows up quickly. Compared to the local experience of individual stores with inconvenient hours and locations, if businesses have gone online, that results in hundreds of individual websites. It's difficult to find them and there's no way to search them all at once. As there are some business directories existing in each city, but they're sort of like the yellow pages. They're like online yellow pages. You browse and shop by category, and again, have to visit each website one at a time. So the solution to that discrepancy between Amazon and the local experience is our Browse platform. It's a hyperlocal platform for each major city. We've built interfaces to connect with inventory of local shops around that city and pull them into one website. And we're building partnerships with local delivery providers and fulfillment centers to get products to people quickly. The current status of our platform is that we're open for shopping in Calgary at browseyc.com, and we're also onboarding sellers there. We've also launched in Edmonton at browseyeg.com. We're not open for shopping there yet, but we are onboarding sellers. Our tech stack is developed. It's ready and easy to move to other cities and deploy quickly. Our platform highlights are that you can browse by category. You can also quickly search for something that you're looking for, Amazon style. And then once you've landed on search results or a category, you can filter by seller, by neighborhood in the city, by size, by price, and so on. We have an experienced team. The 5 of us have worked together for many years on other e-commerce projects. I have almost a decade of experience in the tech side of the e-commerce industry. We have people knowledgeable in Facebook and social media ads, SEO, and social media marketing. Our strategy is a monthly membership to sellers. We came across that strategy after extensive interview of retailers and their hesitance to adopt a commission model. Our platform tech breaks even per city with just 30 sellers on board at $39.99 per month each. We're working on growing by partnering with local municipalities, trade organizations, and nonprofits to spread the word. If you'd like more information, you can get in touch with me at info@browseyc.com or visit our current leading platform at browseyc.com. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, Tira. So online shopping, huge thing. Can you tell me why a company would choose to go with Browse rather than have their own online platform?
Well, a lot of companies are choosing to do both. So they have their own online platform, but they may be struggling to market it. You know, e-commerce marketing is a science and an art all in one. So they've perhaps built that website, but they're struggling to get traffic and they're finding it really, really expensive to do so, in which case they can sync their website into Browse and maintain our inventory easily on both platforms. And we take care of the marketing of Browse for them, and they benefit from the collaborative traffic that exists.
Great. And this is a pitch session, but it's for an investment. Can you tell us a little bit about the ask that you have?
Well, right now we're looking at funds for an aggressive marketing strategy. This is one of those platforms that needs to go big in order for it to be successful. We need a lot of sellers on board, and we need to spread the word loudly. Definitely open for conversations about valuation.
Okay, and we've got a question coming in. What's your customer acquisition cost at the moment?
Our customer acquisition cost is well, I don't have an exact number actually. It's relatively cost effective. We're growing a lot right now based on word of mouth. So sellers that have joined us are having a positive experience and they're receiving a return on investment within the first month. So they're telling other sellers in their business districts and communities.
Okay, and you were saying that there are memberships for a seller to be part of Browse. Are you looking at other revenue models or revenue generation opportunities?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at local fulfillment centers as well. A lot of people who make stuff and sell stuff and have typically sold at farmers markets are in a situation where they're trying to fulfill orders out of their homes and they're not licensed to do that and they're not insured to do that. So we're looking at opening up local fulfillment centers as well, which would have a fee per order fulfilled, as well as an additional monthly membership fee. And ultimately, our goal is to also create a Prime membership type experience where sellers pay to have exclusive privileges on the platform.
Awesome. Sounds like you've put a lot of thought into different avenues you can pursue. Check out the chat. There are lots more questions, but that's all the time that we have right now.
Thanks so much, guys.
I think you're our last presenter.
All right, thanks so much to our last batch of presenters, Justin and Lindsay. Awesome job. Congratulations to all the presenters. Yeah, let's give ourselves a round of applause here. Thank you, everybody. This has been an awesome night. I've loved the community spirit. I want to thank the sponsors again, especially Mark, who hosted the first block and is also joining us as an investor. Justin, amazing job hosting the second block with a couple personal stories there. And really fantastic job to Lindsay and Joe facilitating questions. I know from experience it can be nerve-wracking trying to facilitate questions in 2 minutes or less. You guys did an awesome job, and I got to just enjoy it with everybody else. So, and thanks again to all of our sponsors, some new ones, Red Thread Ventures, joining us as both an investor, and you're here tonight. Allo Financial, one of our investors out of Calgary. Oh, actually, he's based in Toronto, but also investing in Calgary. Accelerate Fund back sponsoring us for a third time. I know Arden was here tonight. They've co-invested in some of the companies that graduated from the summit in the past. And then 4th Street Capital, Tim Lin is hosting the group in Calgary right now, but he's our co-founder, helped us launch these summits a year and a half ago, and he's still here helping us out. And his day job is working as a contract CFO, working with entrepreneurs day in and day out. And then a huge thank you to the Gather Co. Again, they bought us these great beers. We will be going to an awesome after party afterwards on Discord. You don't even have to leave your house. You can just tune in to a new platform from the comfort of your own home. And a huge thank you to Deal Closer, who's hosting all of our paperwork. And finally, our good friends at Valhalla Angels. I've been a member of Valhalla Angels for many years, and they're investing with us down in Calgary and providing us some additional education sessions for the investors. So really awesome night. Investors, you can stick around. We're going to have a little debrief meeting for the investors. Everyone else, we're basically going to call it a wrap here. I guess the only thing that I do not want to forget to thank and say is to the people working behind the scenes. Brandon Kwong did a tremendous job. It's been an incredible amount of work the last couple of weeks. He's onboarded 2 new amazing interns, Chanchan and Galia. Galia made this great banner that we have here today. So thanks so much to Brandon and Galia here with us tonight. Okay, I think that's a wrap. I think that's everything. I think investors, you're going to get whisked away to a debrief meeting, and everyone else, meet us on Discord. We'll be there soon. Have a good night. Hope to see many of you back again later tonight on the happy hour, or we've got great events all week. Maybe I'll give a shout out as you guys are leaving. I'll give a shout out to our next event, which is Alumni Night with all 5 summit finalists that raised money at the last summit. And we've got the YEG Startup Community Awards coming up in 2 weeks, celebrating the entire Edmonton community. We'll have a Propel pitch night at the end of May. And our friends in Saskatchewan have the Unite the Prairies conference happening in June. So we'll be sharing information about that with all the participating entrepreneurs, but many of you, I think, would be wise to join that event. They organize curated meetings between prairie entrepreneurs and investors. It's a really great event from our friends at Collabs. If there's any other events I'm missing, just throw them in the chat. Meanwhile, investors, we're going to get whisked away to a debrief meeting. Thanks, everybody.